Death does not wait for motivation. Death does not pause for your excuses. It does not care if you are tired. It does not care if you are not ready. It does not care if you are waiting to feel motivated. It comes when it wants, and it comes without warning. You believe you have time. You tell yourself you will start tomorrow. You tell yourself you will chase your dreams when you feel inspired. But death is not waiting for your inspiration. It is counting down the seconds while you waste them. Look around you. Every tombstone is proof that life ends too soon. Many of them belong to people who thought they had more time, people who thought they would start later, people who thought motivation would eventually arrive. But later never came. Motivation never arrived, and death did not care. That is the raw truth you keep ignoring. You do not need motivation, because death does not wait for motivation. You need discipline. You need urgency. You need to realize that every wasted second is a second closer to your end. Most people live as if life is infinite. They move slowly. They waste years in distraction. They convince themselves there will always be another chance. But there is not. Your life is a fuse, burning silently, and you do not know how short it is. Imagine this. You are lying on your deathbed. The doctor tells you that you have 1 hour left. In that moment, would you care about feeling motivated? Or would you beg for the chance to do all the things you were too lazy to start? The truth is, you are already on that deathbed. The only difference is, you cannot see the clock. Your countdown has already begun, and every wasted day is a day closer to the final second. People believe they are waiting for motivation, but motivation is a lie. Motivation is fragile. It fades when life gets hard. It disappears when you are tired. It cannot be trusted. Discipline is the only weapon against death's silence. Discipline is the force that drives you forward when your body screams to stop. Discipline is the power that ignores feelings and obeys truth. And the truth is simple. You are dying every single day. And the only way to escape regret is to live now, to act now, to build now. But most people will not. Most people will scroll, and wait, and hope, and waste, and death will collect them just like everyone else. Do you understand how dark this is? You are not promised tomorrow. You are not promised tonight, and yet you waste today like you own eternity. That is the greatest lie of humanity, believing there will always be more time. The greatest lie is waiting to feel ready. The greatest lie is trusting motivation. You need to wake up. You need to understand that death has no mercy, no patience, no delays. It does not care if you had plans. It does not care if you were almost ready. It does not care if you felt uninspired. Death takes everything, and it takes it without asking. So what are you doing? Why are you waiting? Why are you wasting your life as if you have a contract with eternity? You do not have forever. You barely have today, and every second you waste is stolen, never to return. Motivation is a soft lie, told to keep you comfortable. You do not need to wait for a mood to start your work. You do not need to wait for inspiration to chase your goals. The harsh truth is that you only need to decide, and once you decide, you must act without hesitation, because hesitation is where death steals time. Think about all the people who had potential, the dreamers who said they would start someday, the young ones who said there was no rush, the workers who said they would chase their dream after retirement. Where are they now? Most of them are gone, their dreams buried with them, their potential rotting underground. And death did not wait for their motivation. You might think you are different. You might believe you have time. But that is the same lie. They told themselves, you are not different. You are not special. And the clock is not your friend. The most dangerous phrase in your life is I will start tomorrow. Because tomorrow is not real. Tomorrow is an illusion that keeps you weak. There is only today. There is only now. There is only this moment. And if you waste it, it is gone forever. You need to feel this truth in your bones. The graveyards are full of people who thought they had more time. The silence of the dead is filled with the echoes of dreams never lived. If you could hear those voices, they would not tell you to wait for motivation. They would scream at you to act before it is too late. One day, your voice will join them. And the only question is this: will your voice echo with regret or with triumph? Will your grave be a symbol of wasted potential or of a life fully lived? That decision is being made right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you finally feel ready. Now, because death does not wait for motivation. And neither should you. Every heartbeat you feel right now is a countdown. It is not just keeping you alive, it is also reminding you that your time is slipping away. The terrifying part is that you do not know how many heartbeats you have left. It could be millions, it could be only a few thousand, and still, you waste them waiting for something as weak as motivation. Motivation is a fantasy. It is a spark that flickers and dies as soon as life becomes uncomfortable. It is the excuse you use to delay action. You say, I will begin when I feel inspired. You say, I will try harder when I feel like it. But what if that feeling never comes? What if death comes first? The truth is, people are not lazy because they lack motivation. They are lazy because they refuse to face death. They live in denial, as if they are immortal. They ignore the graveyards, the funerals, the warnings. They pretend that death is far away. But death is closer than you think. It follows you every day, silent and patient. And one day, it will take you, whether you are ready or not. Ask yourself this: if you died tonight, would you be proud of how you lived today? Would you be proud of the hours you wasted scrolling, gossiping, sleeping away your potential? Would you be proud of the excuses you clung to while your dreams rotted? Or would you regret it all in your final moments, begging for one more chance to do things differently? Most people would regret. Most people would cry for another chance. But that chance will not come. Once the clock stops, your story is over. There is no edit. There is no rewrite. There is no second draft. So why do you keep living as if you can afford to waste days? Why do you keep waiting for a perfect moment that will never arrive? Why do you treat your life as if it is endless, when you know it is not? Look back at the last year of your life. How much of it did you truly live? How much of it did you waste on hesitation, on laziness, on waiting for motivation that never came? Be honest with yourself. You know the answer, and that truth should disgust you. Every wasted year is a coffin you build with your own hands. Every wasted day is a nail you drive deeper into your own grave. And every wasted hour is a piece of your future you throw away forever. You think you are safe because you are still young. But youth is not protection from death. Cemeteries are full of the young, full of people who thought they had decades left, full of people who planned to start tomorrow. Death does not discriminate. It does not care about your age. It does not care about your dreams. It does not care about your potential. It comes when it comes, and it takes everything from you. That is why waiting for motivation is the greatest mistake you can ever make. Because while you are waiting, death is not. While you are hesitating, death is moving closer. While you are wasting time, death is sharpening the knife. If you truly understood how close death was, You would not wait. You would not hesitate. You would not waste another second. You would treat every hour as if it were your last. Because one day it will be. But you do not live that way. You live like you are untouchable. You live like you have decades guaranteed. You live like motivation is something you can afford to wait for. That is why so many people die with regret. They realize too late that they should have moved sooner. They realize too late that they should have acted without waiting for inspiration. They realize too late that death does not wait. You are not special. You are not exempt. You are not promised tomorrow. You are only promised this moment, and what you do with this moment decides everything. Understand this. Your dreams will not wait for you. Your future will not wait for you. Your purpose will not wait for you, and death will not wait for you. So why are you waiting for motivation? Why are you wasting the only chance you have to live fully? Why are you betraying yourself with delay after delay, lie after lie, excuse after excuse? There is no tomorrow. There is no later. There is only now. The world will forget your excuses. The world will not remember the days you wasted. But the world will never forget your impact, if you make one. And the only way to make an impact is to stop waiting and start moving now. Discipline is the cure. Discipline is stronger than fear. Discipline is stronger than laziness. Discipline is stronger than death's silence. Because when you live with discipline, you leave nothing undone. You waste nothing. You regret nothing. But when you wait for motivation, you waste your life. You gamble with time. You do not own, and you always lose. If you died tonight, what would your life mean? Would it mean anything at all? Or would it be just another wasted story, erased by the silence of the grave? That choice is yours. But remember this: death does not wait for motivation. And if you keep waiting, regret will be your only companion. One day you will wake up, and it will be your last morning. You will not know it when you open your eyes. You will not realize it as you eat your breakfast. You will not even suspect it as you step outside. But somewhere, silently, the clock will strike, and death will claim you. That is how fragile life is. That is how quickly it ends. And that is why waiting is the most dangerous choice you can make. People talk about tomorrow as if it is guaranteed. They speak of their future goals as if the future is theirs to command. But tomorrow belongs to no one. Tomorrow is a privilege, not a promise. And every time you say, "I will start later," you gamble with the only thing you cannot afford to lose: time. Do you really understand what that means? Every second you waste brings you closer to the moment when there are no more seconds. Every excuse you make drags you nearer to a death that will not negotiate. Death will not delay itself so you can find motivation. Death will not step aside so you can prepare. Death will not care about your unfinished dreams. That is the harshest truth you will ever face. Death does not wait, and neither should you. But most people do. They sit in comfort, telling themselves there is still time. They push their dreams to tomorrow, their goals to next week, their purpose to someday. They build a castle of excuses and call it safety. But that castle collapses the moment death arrives, and it always arrives sooner than expected. Think of all the people who left this world too early. Think of the young lives cut short, the dreams buried too soon. Do you believe they planned for it? Do you believe they knew their time was ending? Of course not. They thought they had more. They thought they had years. They thought they could wait. And now their stories are over. Not because they failed, but because they waited. If you continue down that same path, your story will end the same way. Not with triumph, not with fulfillment, but with silence. The silence of everything you could have done but never did. You need to let that reality burn into your mind. Death is not a distant shadow. It is standing beside you every single day. And every wasted moment is an invitation for it to take you unprepared. The most tragic thing is not death itself. The most tragic thing is dying without ever having lived. Dying with your dreams still inside you, dying with your potential still locked away, dying with regret flooding your final breath. That is the punishment for waiting for motivation. Because motivation is fragile. It abandons you when you need it most. It disappears when things get hard. It cannot carry you through the storms of life. Only discipline can. Only urgency can. Only the refusal to waste another second can protect you from regret. Understand this. You are not in control of death, but you are in control of your life. You cannot choose when the end comes, but you can choose how you live until it does. And that choice is the only real power you have. So stop waiting. Stop wasting. Stop pretending you have forever. You do not. You need to treat today as if it is your last, because one day it will be. And when that day comes, the only thing that matters is whether you lived fully or whether you wasted your life waiting for motivation that never came. Your time is running out. Your clock is ticking. Your life is burning away. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not waste another second. Because death does not wait for motivation. And neither should you. Subscribe for more.